good, jet setters? Snoop Dogg has a story to tell. Snoop Dogg wants to set the record straight about what truly happened between Tupac and Nas. Snoop Dogg was around back then, so he should give accurate details. However, some rappers feel like Snoop Dogg is capping. First, I'm going to play the clip with Snoop Dogg detailing the Nas and Tupac altercation, and then I'll play the clip of Nas dismissing Snoop Dogg's story and giving his own details. First, here's what Snoop Dogg had to say.
To the MTV Awards.
Yes, the day before the interview, Nas and Tupac. Did you see that?
When they were there at the park, yes.
In the park.
I got scared. And I had a reason to be. Because I had just done this big Tupac interview, right? I only aired 12 minutes of the 2-hour interview because I was so afraid to fuel this situation even more.
Do it look like I'm doing drive-bys on these? No. I don't give a nobody understand, but I'm a soldier.
But it's affecting other people, though, is the problem.
Other people need to just know that life's a bitch. You want to be in the rap game? Hustle for it. Fight for that like I had to do.
So I'm like walking through the MTV Awards party by myself because I'm desperate to see Tupac because I want to tell him, listen, I'm sorry I didn't air our whole interview.
Right.
Like, yo, are we good? Is it okay? And from the corner, I see Nas walking towards Pac's people. And I was like, let me move away to the... I didn't bounce, I waited, but I definitely made my way to the exit.
I was right there.
Oh my God.
What happened was, Nas ain't got a lot of people with him, but he got a lot of people with him, if you know what I mean.
They're surrounding.
Well, right.
Got it.
And I'm seeing him and I'm knowing, because I'm a gangbang. I'm seeing with their hands on their guns. Tupac got the whole death row and we riled up. I step away from him. Him and Nas right here, boom. Nas like, what's up, Pac? Man, I love your music, I'm a fan. That's what Pac say. When, if you a fan, I dissed you, Jay-Z, Biggie, he named off a gang of them. I dissed all you on the song. And if you a fan and you ain't got no beef, don't say nothing. And Nas said, I love you. I never diss you. And he shook his hand and he hugged him. And then when he walked off, Pac said, yeah, I punked that. In my mind, I was like, nah, he let us slide. Because Nas had more than we did.
Wow. Yeah.
Even back then, a young Nas was wise beyond his years. Like Snoop said, Nas ain't never been a sucker, and he keep a crew with him. Despite that, Nas still showed Pac love and told him he was actually a fan of him. This definitely sounds like it could be an accurate description of what really went down that night. But Nas begs to differ. I'll play Nas's version of events now in this Hot 97 interview and then come back with my commentary. Here's what Nas had to say.
Is it true that you and Pac once crossed paths in Central Park during when things were really heated relationship? What was it?
I heard Snoop told the story a few times, but he had it wrong a little bit. He had said that Pac stepped to me. But, you know, he was in New York and there was a lot of tension flaring, right? I think he had got into it with Jungle, my brother, at the award show. I seen him backstage. I'm like, do your thing. He's like, and you do yours. I said, see, I know. He was about to go present an award, so he really couldn't turn around and get with me and talk to me, but because he's about to walk on. But I'm walking backstage and I see him and I'm like, yo, all right, do your thing. He's like, and you do yours. Because he knew where I was coming from really wasn't an all love place because there was a rumor of Machiavelli. So I was really want to check the temperature with him. And they had some words or whatever. So we went to, this is an old story, man. So at that point, it was necessary for us to address, we had to step to our business. It was a lot of tension. It was a lot of tension. They was in New York and it was, you know, their chest was out, they was doing their thing, death row signs, so we had to go and step to them. Oh yeah, we had a great convo, man. He was like, you know, he explained that he, you know what I'm saying, he thought I was dissing him, and I heard that he was dissing me at clubs, and
wow.
Last person I was even thinking about when I wrote that record, just right, I was just going. So he thought that, and then I was like, well, I heard you was coming at me. I said, no, it was about you, but I heard you was coming at me, and, you know, back and forth. And it was like, yo, Nas, we brothers, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, so we had a plan to squash it in Vegas. So I was out there when he was in the hospital and praying for him to come through. But, you know, rest in peace to Pop.
It's crazy how many people have a different version of this story. You know, whatever went down that night had to be serious. Now, I rock with Snoop Dogg, but unfortunately, a lot of people are saying his story is far from the truth. In fact, some people are saying Snoop wasn't even there. In this clip from The Art of Dialogue, Napoleon from The Outlaws gives his reasons as to why he thinks Snoop is capping about this story. He also claims that Snoop wasn't even there. Here's what Napoleon from The Outlaws had to say.
In this interview that Snoop Dogg did with Nas, he said he's seen the face-to-face between Tupac and Nas in New York at Bryant Park. And he said that Nas, he was deep. And if Nas wanted to, he could have had Tupac dealt with if he wanted to. Is that true?
Not at all. Not at all. Not to take nothing away from Nas. Like, Nas is the homie. Him and Pac was the generals at that particular day, but it wasn't like we was outnumbered. You got to realize the part of New Jersey, I'm from Irvington and Newark, Gaddafi boys and Fader boys and Noble boys from Montclair. I honestly think we was at least 30, 40 deep from New Jersey. This different neighborhoods. Gaddafi and them have his neighborhood. Fader and they boys, they came deep. I had my neighborhood. And anybody who know where I come from back then, we was already shooters. I come from a neighborhood where when we came, we had guns. Like, I came with, and I'm not saying this to brag, once again, just to clarify that this was the mindset back then. You understand? So we was ready. And I'm sure Nas was ready because this is New York. This is his turf. So we're not taking nothing away from Nas. Nas handled it, and Pac, not just Nas, they both handled it in a mature way. It wasn't like Pac seen Nas and was like, you know what, let's go do something. They both wanted to speak. They both wanted to talk. So if Nas would have pressed the button, he could have told his boys, do something. Pac would have told us to do something. Like I said before, it would have been a bloodshed. You know what I mean? I personally remember I had a 357 on me at that particular time. But when Snoop always say, bro, first of all, I don't even remember seeing Snoop there. Maybe he was in the corner, you know what I mean, and maybe misread the situation, but he wasn't there. Like, he wasn't in the crowd. He don't know what was said. He wasn't nowhere in that, you know, that proximity to know what was really happening. Those who was there, we was around. You know what I mean? They really did it. They both was gentlemen. You know what I mean? Much love to Nas. He really handled it like a G. Pac handled it like a G. And that's why to this day I have an utmost respect for Nas. You know what I mean?
So the face-to-face that Tupac and Nas had in New York at Bryant Park after the MTV Awards, you don't remember seeing Snoop?
I don't remember seeing Snoop there. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't remember seeing him there. Definitely, I can't recall that he was actually one of the dudes there. I don't even remember Suge being there. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think Suge might have been in that party, but when it happened, I don't think he was right there.
I believe the truth is somewhere in between all of these stories. A lot of people say Snoop be capping, and some people might say Nas might not want all the information out there like that. Either way, it's disappointing that the East Coast and West Coast rivalry prevented so many legends from working together, especially Nas and Tupac. I mean, I see so many similarities in both how they wrote and how they thought. I'll leave it up to y'all, though. In the comment section, let me know, what do you truly think happened between Nas and Tupac? And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.